Good morning, my friends. Today is October 11th, and we did survive Hurricane Milton.
Easy.
It came, we saw and we conquered it, Rodney. It wasn't
absolutely.
actually too bad over here, although a lot of people in
Yeah.
Tampa, Florida got wrecked. A lot of people in St. Pete, a lot of people in this area.
Yeah.
But, I mean, dude, we were sitting in my apartment, 130-mile-per-hour winds. It was no joke. It was nothing to joke about. Very, very strong winds, but somehow we made it, and we're doing better for it.
Yeah, I remember we watched the news and the mayor was telling everybody to evacuate or they will die. But luckily we live in this new strong building. But, there's a lot of people out there, especially St. Pete area, and a lot of people who have like houses low to the ground or just like I was driving through like the really nice area of Tampa yesterday and a lot of damage. So a lot of damage, but we were fine.
We were fine. We met up with, we somehow found an internet sensation.
Lieutenant Dan.
A legend.
Yes.
Lieutenant Dan. I don't know if you guys saw this guy. So I was just scrolling through my timeline, and there was this guy that was saying he's going to stay on his boat, and he's not going to go in. It was a Category 5. So me and Rodney went on one final walk before the storm actually came, and that is when we saw this man right here.
Legend.
Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah.
So this is one-legged Danny. We went down there, and the guy said, I mean, like, and you got to keep in mind, guys, this was when the storm was a Category 5. He was like, look, Noah had a boat. I got a boat, and I'm going to survive, and I'm going to ride this thing out. The winds are going to come in from the west.
Yeah.
I'm going to anchor up here. As long as I'm tied in here and tied in here, I'll be fine. I was like, holy shit, dude. I'm like, this guy is like, first off, he doesn't have like access to the news. He doesn't understand how big this thing was. This was a once in a generation, once in a century type hurricane. But thankfully for him, it just missed us by like 20 miles, right?
Yeah.
A little bit south. So it actually pulled all of the water out of Tampa Bay, and he was totally fine. He made it. But there was a chance that there was probably like a 95% chance that this guy was going to die if the storm was on the track that it was supposed to be on.
Yeah, absolutely. The biggest, catastrophe with Hurricane Helene, which just happened about 2 weeks ago, was the fact that we had insane surges, which is like rising pretty much water, like what was it, 5 to 8 feet of water. And we were projected to get about 10 to 15 feet if Milton actually stayed on its course, which it didn't. I don't think Lieutenant Dan would have been so good if that happened. But hey, he had an arc. He stuck it through, and he's pretty much representing all Florida men out there because Florida is a wild place, and a lot of people did not evacuate.
He is the definition of a Florida man, right? We're like half Florida man. We're like half California man. This is a Florida fucking man. I don't care. Ready to die. Joe says, did he get the 100K USD? So I try to do my part, right?
Yeah.
As you guys know, Andrew Tate, he put out this tweet. He says, $100,000 from me if you make it, sir. Godspeed. So this is a tweet from Andrew Tate. So I said, oh, Andrew Tate put this out. I'll go ahead and be a nice guy. I know how like cryptocurrency works. This guy probably doesn't know how to set up a wallet. So I go down to Lieutenant Dan and I say, hey, let's set up a wallet. We set up a wallet yesterday, Rodney.
Mm-hmm.
He has a MetaMask wallet. And I even made a video tagging Andrew Tate. It got 100,000 views. I looked at his Etherscan today. A lot of people did send Lieutenant Dan money, but I don't see $100,000. What's going on? Andrew Tate, big man, billionaire, right?
Yeah, billionaire.
Self-proclaimed billionaire. He's got a lot of money. He puts out this tweet I thought he was a man of his word. Thought he likes to give back to charity, likes to give back, puts out this tweet to Lieutenant Dan saying, hey, $100,000 if you make it. Dan made it. No $100,000 from Andrew Tate. What's going on with that?
Yeah, we're waiting, Andrew Tate. But first of all, big shout out to what was his name? The other streamer,
Aiden Ross.
Aiden Ross for pretty much telling Dan he was going to get him a boat valued at $50 to $100K dollars, a new boat, and he stuck to that word. At least we know that he's sticking to that word. But so far, we haven't heard anything out of Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate, you got the ETH address. Jake actually onboarded a person, Lieutenant Dan, into cryptocurrency. We're waiting for you, buddy. It's your
Andrew
turn.
Tate, man, dude, it's strange. He's a billionaire. Andrew Tate, you're a billionaire. You got $1 billion, man. You put out, were you engagement farming? I guess that Andrew Tate doesn't like to give money. He just likes to suck as much money from his followers as possible, which is why he launched over 5 rug pulls in 2024 alone. So I think Community Notes needs to community note Andrew Tate like they do with Dylan Dennis. Every time Dylan Dennis is like, if Canelo Alvarez wins this fight, I'll give everyone that likes his $10,000, whatever he does. Community Notes is like, this guy is a fraud. He doesn't give out any money. Maybe they need to do the same thing with Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate, hey, Andrew Tate, I'll give you $100,000 from me. If you survive this and you stay on your boat, Godspeed.
Yeah.
Survives it, stays on his boat, gets an ETH address, which he probably saw got hundreds of thousands of views on X, and crickets from Andrew Tate.
Well, he did block you, so maybe he didn't see your post. Why did he block you again? That's a little soft, don't you think?
I don't know. Probably because he knew that I'd be holding him to his word when he says shit. I hold Andrew Tate. I hold people in the crypto space to their word when they say shit. But any ounce of respect or hope that I had that Andrew Tate was going to be a man for his word, I guess I lost it. Now, there wasn't much. there wasn't much respect that I had for Andrew Tate after he launched RNT, after he launched the Sluts token, after he launched the Daddy token, after he launched. I mean, there's been a list of tokens that he's launched, and most have been rug pulls. I think 80% have been rug pulls. So not like I had respect for Andrew Tate before then, but yeah, obviously after this and ruining and fucking over Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah,
I lost all respect.
You got it. I mean, he still has time. You know, I mean, I don't know how long this bet's go or this deal was going for, but hook the man up. You know, we got to teach him how to off ramp cryptocurrency. I'm not sure if he knows.
Yeah, I mean, that's what people are saying. They're like, you know, are you good? Because I looked at his wallet. If you look at this dude, he has. So they sent him. Pull this up, coach. They sent him $8,000 so far, but he also got a bunch of tokens too.
Nice meme coin. Yeah.
And I'm like he has actually a lot of tokens that came in, and you know, I love Dan. I do. You know, I wanted to help him up, like just to get that 100K from Andrew Tate. But yeah, I mean, he's getting a bunch of meme coins. I mean, look, I'm not responsible for helping him fucking sell all these meme coins.
Yeah.
If he did get $100,000 worth of ETH from Andrew Tate, I would definitely go down there and help him try to find a way. But it's like, does the guy even have look? He's getting Lieutenant Dan. He probably got a lot. Honestly, probably got like 1% of Lieutenant Dan. But at the end of the day, it's like, man, you know, if he even let's just say he got $100,000.
Yeah.
How would we even help him get that to his bank? Like, does he even have a bank account?
I would hope so, but I don't know. You know, he has to GoFundMe, so I'm sure he has to get that to his bank account some way. Yeah, I'm sure maybe he has a bank account or something like that. But who knows how long he's going to be here in Tampa? Or
that's the thing.
Oh, he's kind of soaking it all in. I drove by in the evening yesterday, and he was still there, same spot.
He's loving it.
Yeah.
I mean, really wild shit, guys. I posted a video with Lieutenant Dan and got 4.5 million views on Instagram,
dude. Well, here's the thing. I mean, you were like on it though. You know, we were walking by him. You're like, let me make a video right now. Like you saw that opportunity, you took it, and really, people love it. People like to hear about this guy's personality, and obviously, we saw the New York Post make a hit piece about this guy, and to me, just make him look like a regular ass dude.
Yeah,
you know, that's crazy.
Yeah, well, I just saw him going viral on my timeline,
yeah.
And I was like, I would do myself a disservice if I didn't go down there and at least get a video. Like, we have a team of editors.
Yeah,
you know, you understand like what questions to ask, but yeah, I got 4 and honestly,
wild.
People just like love that. I would love that story.
Yes.
Let's say I wasn't here in Tampa. I did love the story. I just happened to be in my backyard, so I went and connected with them. But if that was in like Baltimore and there was some crazy guy in Baltimore that was staying on his boat when a hurricane was coming, I would be interested, you know? Yeah. And it's not just any storm. It was a Category 5.
Where's hurricane?
Coming directly at him.
Yeah.
And it just happened to, you know, miss by a little bit. But I just thought it was funny. He was comparing himself to Noah and the ark. And the best comment was, it was like, homie, Noah had an ark. You want a 20-foot boat. Like, you ain't Noah.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? And I do think that he probably would have been fucked.
Yeah.
If not, but
absolutely,
even $8,000 is quite a bit of money. I might give him a call and try to help him, like, you know, get that off. And yeah, hopefully that $100,000 comes in. If Andrew Tate doesn't bring it up, who cares? Anyways, let's go to the crypto news. First off, guys, how was everybody's week?
Yeah,
is it still the week?
Yeah,
we took the time off.
Happy
Friday, guys. We took the time off, not by choice, but because there was hurricanes. But how was everybody's week that wasn't in Florida? Did you guys all have a normal week?
Yeah. How are you guys doing? Yeah. And, you know, the rest of the world kept going. But what I did notice is that this was like national news. Like, obviously, every news outlet was talking about it. Of course, you know, the news is death tools and damage and those sorts of things. And there was a lot of damage. But yeah, it was a national thing. All of my friends, all of my internet friends, and thank you guys so much for reaching out to us. That was very nice. Just making sure that we were okay. But
yeah,
luckily we're in a brand new building. I mean, we didn't even lose power at all.
No,
our internet was fine. We were watching the baseball games.
Yeah,
I honestly had guilt because we were in this nice, new, strong building high up, and I knew that a lot of people were getting absolutely wrecked out there. But you know, it is what it is. You know.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really have guilt for.
I know, but I feel, you know, you just feel bad. You're like, damn, dude. Like the what are the Tropicana Dome?
You know, Tropicana field got fucked.
Yeah, for the Tampa Bay Rays just got absolutely wrecked. You know, but shout out to all the first responders, all the National Guardsmen, and then shout out to Ron DeSantis. That's a fucking leader right there.
Ron DeSanctimonious. That's what Trump calls him. We love Ronnie. Talking shit on Kamala, he was going at her.
Yeah.
Look, I've spoke with the president. I've spoke with the director of FEMA, and the vice president has nothing to do with this. She wants to make this political. I just don't have time for that.
Yeah.
I'm worried about saving my people. I don't know if that's a good Ron DeSanctimonious impression. But anyways, guys, so we are back. I was a Lieutenant Dan influencer in the past 2 or 3 days, and now we're back to cryptocurrency. Let's shake off the Friday blues with some cryptocurrency news. $61,000 Bitcoin I think we were up to like 65,000 before we took our little hiatus. $2,400 ETH, BNB to 568, Solana 143, XRP at 53 cents, Dogecoin at 10 cents. I don't think much has happened in the past 4 or 5 days.
No.
I mean, I do think that Bitcoin was at 64,000 when we took a little break, was it? Yeah. So on Monday, we were around 64K. That was the last day that we streamed. Tuesday, the hurricane came, 62K. So once the boys stopped streaming, markets dipped. Look, we were at $59,000 yesterday, and now boys start streaming. We're back up to 61,000. So guys, don't worry if you guys were worried about the markets. We are back. The crypto markets are set to pump again because the boys are back online. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the other cryptocurrencies. Top 20. Chainlink is at a $6 billion market cap. Shiba Inu still holding above a $10 billion market cap. Avalanche is at $26. So moving down. Sui was at the 20th ranked cryptocurrency market cap not long ago. Sui is now the number 18th. Sui is Sui is about to flip Near and Polkadot, which wouldn't surprise me. And Pepe still the number top 25 ranked cryptocurrency in the world at a $4 billion market cap. Those are our top memes. Looks like holy shit. Meme coins are flying today, son.
Yeah, baby.
Meme coins are absolutely ripping today. So we went through Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, and Pepe. Dog with Hat at a $2.5 billion market cap. Up 17% on the week, up 11% on the day. Holy shit. Bonk up 6% on the day. Floki up 4% on the day. Popcat has been ripping at a $1.2 billion market cap. Bread on Base, $879 million market cap. First Nero on Ethereum is at a $754 million market cap, up 82% on the week. Rodney, a lot of FUD going on with the first Nero on Ethereum. We'll talk about that in just a second.
Oh boy, yeah.
Mogcoin ripping, top 100 token. And SPX 6900. Giga Chad's at 400 million. Holy shit. Giga Chad was at 150 million not long ago. 400 million. So meme coins are absolutely ripping, guys. If you haven't yet, make sure to retweet this space. We're 12 minutes in. We have over 1,300 people. This is going to be the most watched stream of the day. Make sure to retweet this space if you have not yet, guys. And Rodney, we talked about Lieutenant Dan. I thought that was funny. Did you see what was going on with Elon Musk?
You mean with the whole his whole like showcase, right? Of like the new
So
Tesla really, man, really. We have the minivan going on. I think the pretty much driverless minivan and the driverless taxis.
Crazy.
They have the little robots, which the robots are freaking me out a little bit, but I don't think those are available to buy. Elon continued to be Elon, doing big things.
Yeah, the robovans are crazy. This is this is the robovan.
You see the inside of it? Elon Musk posted a picture of inside of it. It's so nice.
Going to make
look at this,
and it's going to look like that.
You want some volume?
Now, can you imagine going down the streets and you see this coming towards you? That'd be sick.
That'd be sick.
It probably hit 0 to 60 in like 2 minutes. I mean, 2 seconds.
So
it looks pretty epic.
Carry up to 20 people, and it can also transport goods. So you can configure it for.
And we're back, baby. Shout out to our internet. We have a little pause break, 15 minutes.
I don't know why that is. Every single day at 13 to 15 minutes in, we have a little pause break. Are we back?
We're back, baby. We're back.
Are we back?
God damn, bro.
Lieutenant Dan Ice Cream says, Will Henderson. Are we back? I think we are back. Okay, so what we were showing you before we were rudely interrupted by our Wi-Fi was Elon Musk and those minivans. Now, go ahead and pull this up, Coach. I want to show you the AI because this shit is crazy. So it actually talks.
The robot, yeah.
It actually talks, which is pretty wild. Let's go ahead and play this.
He's a techno king. Optimus can talk?
Yeah. He also does sign language.
Hey, Optimus, what's up?
How's it going, man? Join the party?
What do you think of the new Cybercab?
Cybercab looks amazing.
I know.
I'm trying to get a ride.
Dude, me too.
Fuck. I don't even know what to say about that.
Yeah.
It's like it's kind of crazy, kind of scary.
Yeah.
Am I strange to say that I trust Elon Musk building these robots more than other people. Like, I feel like that robot's going to be pretty chill. Like a Giga Chad. You know, he's not going to try to fuck your wife or anything. Like,
he might.
Optimus can talk?
Yeah.
You could easily
Slap
a
Yeah,
robot dick on
yeah,
there, bro.
yeah.
A sick robot. Can you imagine like a
Hey,
robot dick?
Optimus, what's up?
You have no chance.
can't compete.
No
Just
way.
never bust.
Just never bust.
Yeah.
Just crazy settings. Crazy. Yeah, it'd be nuts.
All you,
We're fucked. Yeah.
What do you
We
think
are
of the
fucked,
new
but I'm not
CyberCab?
scared. Like, now, if Sam Altman was building one, I'd be like, that's
Yeah.
going to kill us.
I
I think it's
know.
funny that he called this whole press conference "We
Dude,
Robot"
me too.
as opposed to "iRobot." I remember the movie "iRobot." Scott Gagan, my brother, actually worked on it.
No way.
He did the visual effects for it, but it was all
Optimus
about
can talk?
having this
Yeah.
robot. Will Smith was in it, and then
Yeah,
these
so the Senate
robots
would-
start to learn and they take over the world and they turn dangerous.
Hey, Optimus,
I
what's
feel like
up?
that robot Optimus is going to be pretty chill.
How's it
He's going to be
going,
pretty based.
I think because I think the big
Join the
issue with
party?
artificial intelligence is,
What do you think of the new
growing at a rapid
CyberCab?
pace. Like the AI we had like a year and a half ago compared to like right
I
now
know.
is
Trying to
absolutely
get a ride.
insane. And I think
Dude, me
the
too.
issue is once it gets to mind,
Elon.
it may be still unstoppable, right?
He's a
It's
techno
more than a
king.
human. But I think that Elon Musk is one of those people that'll put safeguards in the way
Optimus can
because he's
talk?
one of those
Yeah.
people that actually talked about the dangers
Yeah,
of
so the
artificial
Senate would-
intelligence and stuff like that.
He
So-
will, but like, will China? Will
Hey,
China?
Optimus, what's up?
China and Russia. It's like, I don't know, but that shit's scary. Do you remember what was the company Boston Dynamics, the one out of that was building like those robots that literally could fucking jump 20 feet and like could have guns on them?
Yeah, they're like the little, the for like military use, right?
Yeah.
I did see that. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like all the weird movies we see with this weird world where like robots take over, seems like we're getting a little close to that.
It's
you know?
happening quick too.
Oh, yeah.
And like, dude, the artificial intelligence, ChatGPT is already so much smarter than us.
Yeah.
You know, like they can already write essays better than most doctorate students, bachelor degree students. Like technology is overtaking us. And I think most jobs too. Like we just went to Publix, right? Yesterday.
Yeah.
You're like, Publix is open? I'm like, yeah, they're open. Guess why? Because no one was working. It was all self-checkout.
No
right.
way,
So
yeah.
it's like technology has already been overtaking jobs, but I don't even think we've really seen the beginning of that.
Yeah, there's a lot of jobs that could be automated. There's a lot of jobs that you don't need people to do, which is kind of sad if you think about it. It reminds me of some McDonald's that have like the little kiosks you can order from, and you just kind of pick up. You don't need a person working at the cash register and stuff like that. So I can definitely see a world in like factories, right? The days, I mean, we already have machines helping humans right now do some of the probably the harder, heavier lifting and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I think in 50 years or so, we'll have like fully automated jobs where a lot of people won't be needed, which is kind of interesting because I mean, truth be told, some people are only qualified for a few jobs, which are entry-level jobs, and they can easily be replaced. So kind of sad if you think about it.
So what about him saying, what are you saying about cars? That in the future, no one will drive?
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah. I
I
mean, maybe
mean-
for sport. Maybe it'd be like one of those hobby things. I'm going to go drive on the weekends. I could see that. I could definitely see that. Like I have a Tesla. I use the Tesla self-drive all the time, dude. It is the best.
Yeah, but like you also enjoy driving, right?
I do enjoy
So
driving.
he said
yeah.
that, like, first off, dude, he makes a good point. I don't know why no one ever thought of this before Elon, but he's like, people only use their cars about 10% of their day, right?
Yep.
They drive to a place, they park, they drive back, they park, it stays in the garage. He's like, we should be using our cars for 80%.
Yeah.
And he's like, just having these cars, so when you get to a spot, it goes and it works for you. You can make money. It can drive people around. It comes back. It goes and picks people
Whoa,
up.
I never thought about
So
that.
using your cars, he's like, look how much like land we're wasting. Look at parking lots.
Yeah.
You drive to a baseball game, you park your car there. He's like, it's just a waste. Why don't you just drive? You can work, you can text. It drops you off. It goes. It comes back and picks you up whenever you want it to. It makes money while you're at the baseball game.
Wild.
Like, and he kind of made an analogy saying, let's say you're an Uber driver now. Well, you can have a fleet of cars that are working under you, and then you don't have to do anything. You just take care of your cars. You just provide
yeah,
maintenance
yeah.
on your cars while they make money for you. So it's interesting how he thinks about shit. But he was like, look, back in the day, first off, we had horse and buggy, but to use an elevator, you had a man that would like crank the elevator.
Yeah.
And he's like, if you saw a guy doing that now, you'd be like, that's strange. You just push a button, right?
Yeah.
So same thing might happen with cars. What's the chat thing, guys? Do you think that there will ever be a time where we do not have to drive our cars?
Yeah.
It's just like we're just so used to it now. It's hard to imagine a time where no one drives a car, but it's safer.
Yeah.
It's more convenient. Your car could work for you. It could be something in the future.
Yeah, most definitely. And I think back to like the early 1900s, or I think late 1800s, when automobiles were first being like introduced to the world. And, a lot of people didn't like that. They pushed back against it. And there were so many rules and safety regulations that you had to follow. And I remember one of them, which is crazy at one point, which is you had to have a guy run in front of the car with like a flag or something like that for oncoming. And obviously it defeats the purpose of a car if you have to have a guy running in front of it. But a lot of people were kind of opposed to this new technology. So It's always like that. It's like electric cars now. People are like, I want my gas car. It sounds, it just sounds better, which I get if you're a car guy. But yeah, it's one of those things where as time goes on, we get more and more technologically advanced. I mean, the crazy thing for me is like when I was in middle school, like I friends had a cell phone, but I didn't have one. But the best cell phone we had at the time was like the Nokia brick. And then like the shit cell phone, like this is the shit, was like the Motorola Razr, and then the Sidekick, and then the BlackBerry. That's how old I am. But to see where phones are then compared to now is insane. It's
crazy
in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
Like, so can you imagine? Like, and as time goes on, like we start developing faster and faster and faster. It's crazy.
Yeah, we're at a rapid pace. I remember those days. You're not that old. I remember those days when we had like the Envy and the chocolate. And I remember it was like the first time you could watch. My friend was watching a baseball game, the MLB draft, on his phone.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Wow.
I was 10, so I was about 20 years ago when video was available on the phone. But yeah, we've just expanded at a rapid pace. And the fact that we now see these robots in real life and talking.
Yeah.
Dude, and he pretty much said they were able to do anything that you want, you know?
Anything?
Not anything, but they're able to like, hey, go get my groceries, cook some food, go pick up the kids, go for a walk, take the trash out. Will you buy a robot?
Hell yeah. I mean, I'm down with that.
They're
Weird
like
technology.
30 to 40K.
Yeah, they're not for sale right now. I think somebody posted it, and then the community note said they weren't for sale yet. But yeah, once they are on sale, I'll definitely check them out. And 𝗖𝗪𝗧𝗛, thank you so much for the $10 donation. We're definitely gonna get to that. Trust me, we're gonna get to that.
It's coming up.
It's coming.
A lot of crazy shit happened with the Saitama devs getting clapped. Market makers like 𝗪𝗧𝗏.
Yeah.
I don't know if they necessarily got clapped yet. Let's talk about it now.
I have the news here.
Because 𝗪𝗓𝗡𝗃 was one of the guys that called them out not too long ago, saying anyone that works with 𝗪𝗧𝗏.
Yeah.
Now, this is going to be something that's very interesting when it comes to the crypto space, because the FBI, I believe it was the FBI, right? They went after these tokens and market makers for essentially inflating and deflating the price and inflating token holders. Now, what I've seen from tokens is like, they all work with market makers.
They all work
like
with market
all
makers.
Of these top tokens work with market makers. And essentially a market maker's job is to keep the price, looking good. They keep the chart looking good by buying and selling and offsetting, the volume that's coming in on the decentralized side of things. So
yeah, if you want to put up my screen here,
it's going to be very, very interesting. What happens
so
next.
𝗪𝗓𝗡𝗃 says a short story. So this is back in September 2023. He said, I would be wary of any product you see working with the market maker 𝗪𝗏𝗏, as a leaked report shows highly questionable services offered. 𝗪𝗏𝗏's claims, quote, during the first minutes of price discovery stage, we are going to push the price up to 10x and create FOMO, right? And then he posted this other picture. And 𝗪𝗏𝗏 says, don't be so stupid, please. Read something more than hate tweets without proofs. And then this is obviously the breaking news that happened a few days ago. U.S. charged 𝗪𝗏𝗏, 𝗪𝗓𝗏, CLS Global, and MyTrade's RTS. Now, this is another post. And what's crazy that they made their own cryptocurrency for this.
That's crazy.
The FBI made their own crypto, meme coin or whatever.
The next fund AI token.
Absolutely insane. So this says the FBI created its own Ethereum token called the Next Fund AI token and collaborated with companies, quote, for illegal manipulations. As a result, 4 crypto companies and 14 individuals were charged. And of course, 𝗪𝗏𝗏, 𝗪𝗓𝗏, CLS Global, and MyTrades were caught. UPD, during the operation, crypto worth $25 million was seized, and trading bots responsible for fictitious transactions with 60 different coins were disabled. Condolences to the alts.
Wait, so I didn't see that part. So $25 million was seized from who?
Probably all of them together. Maybe like money they deemed like, because money, these market makers make money. Like they got to get paid.
And then the bots, and then the trading bots were disabled with
probably.
60. But yeah, that's just like, that's what 𝗪𝗏𝗏 does.
Everybody does that.
That's what all the market makers do.
Everybody does that.
And it's kind of crazy because, and this is why I say I'll never be a dev, but I've seen these. I've seen these tokens. They work with market makers. It's almost like a rite of passage. Like, hey, we're working with 𝗪𝗏𝗏. We're working with Wintermute, right? And that's their job, is to make these tokens and the volume and the price look good, to get it listed on exchanges and make it look good for buyers. Is that illegal? Is it illegal to be a market maker in the crypto space?
Well, some exchanges, centralized exchanges, as part of their listing package, will give you, they will be your market maker. Now, not all market makers do the exact same practices. I don't know the different. I was looking into this morning, but there's some small differences and reasons why these guys got caught, and why some other centralized exchanges actually offer that as some of their package. So I don't think all market makers are bad, but definitely a lot of them are. And if you're creating fake volume to create FOMO, then that can get you clapped, because it's like it's market manipulation.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Right. Like if you're just like, and that's why, you'll look at tokens and they have like 2,000 holders and they launched an hour ago. You're like, that's not real. Or sometimes a token, like someone just tweeted the other day, I didn't look into what token was, but they had a $50,000 market cap and they had like $20 million in volume.
Exactly. Yeah. And so what they do is they buy and sell. You can buy volume bots and those sorts of things. But you know, and if you go to my page, this is 𝗪𝗧𝗪 hedge funds. This is like the big person in the space. And for a while, they were kind of like everybody was working with these guys.
They were big.
But yeah, common tactic. I think those are the airdrops. A common tactic, especially for meme coins on networks that are cheap. I mean, pretty much everything besides Ethereum. They'll pretty much have a high supply and airdrop a bunch of wallets, like one of their tokens. So when you open up your wallet, you see that meme coin, and then you want to buy it. Which, if I see a token in my wallet that I didn't authorize, I'm not going to touch it because of dust. But yeah, I mean, that's a common marketing tactic, and volume bots are common too. But now we know that these market makers like 𝗪𝗧𝗪, are not good for the space, and it makes you wonder, like, how many other people that are working with market makers are going to get absolutely clapped. Should we FUD 𝗪𝗓 now? The other 𝗪𝗓?
Yeah. So what happened?
Yeah.
With 𝗪𝗓? Wait. So whose account is at 𝗪𝗓? Is that the first 𝗪𝗓 on ETH? They got the username 𝗪𝗓.
So this is the 𝗪𝗓 that got listed on Binance.
Okay, let's read it. I haven't even seen this.
Yeah. So this is their announcement, pretty much talking about the whole 𝗪𝗧𝗪 situation. And I don't knock them for working with 𝗪𝗧𝗪. A lot of people did. It says, we have halted our relationship with 𝗪𝗧𝗪. We who were our market maker partners. None of the issues involving 𝗪𝗧𝗪 or its employees involved or are relevant to 𝗪𝗓 in any capacity. However, it is the right decision for the 𝗪𝗓 project and community to distance ourselves. So they're pretty much saying that we distance ourselves from 𝗪𝗧𝗪. And then Zach says, perhaps your team should explain to the community why you chose 𝗪𝗧𝗪 in the first place when they always have had a bad reputation, with lots of evidence showing pump and dumps prior to them being charged for fraud and market manipulation by the U.S. government this week. Zach is on overtime. So pretty much, here's the thing. We've talked about products that use 𝗪𝗧𝗪. You know what I mean? A lot of people have. It was like the thing to do back then. But what Zach XBT is saying here is that they should have looked into it more. But it's one of those things where if you're a project, you're like, well, why not work with a market maker to get us off the ground and those sorts of things,
I can't blame them, to be honest, because it was like a rite of passage back in the day to work with 𝗪𝗧𝗪, because 𝗪𝗧𝗪 worked with, I don't remember exactly the tokens, but like Punky, like big tokens that were doing very well. So it was almost like a.
Did they work with Punky?
I think so.
Okay, I don't know about that one. I don't know.
They work with big tokens, right?
Yeah.
I think they worked with some of the top tokens on Solana for sure.
Big ones.
So it was a rite of passage. Like, oh shit, they're working with 𝗪𝗧𝗪. Oh fuck. It was like a good thing to talk about.
Yeah.
But it turns out that they were obviously manipulating the price and not doing things the right way. So can't really like blame 𝗪𝗓 for that. But there is more FUD when it comes to the 𝗪𝗓 on the CTO. Let's go ahead and pull up my screen. Is it showing?
You have Crash's tweet pulled up?
No,
I'll get to that too. So after you, we're gonna be FUDing the other 𝗪𝗓 today. First of all, shout out to trading a $700 million market cap size. We're not really FUDing it on purpose. We're just talking about the current events going on in the meme coin space because a lot of people want some answers.
Well, so I always said this. I go.
That's exactly the post I have pulled up.
The biggest cabal in crypto is Binance. I've been saying it since day one. We saw what happened, what they did with a bunch of tokens back in 2021. Obviously, the fact that Justin Sun tweets about a CTO getting listed on Binance an hour after, and he probably doesn't hold a bag. I don't know about that. Something smelled fishy to me from the first time. So anytime that someone's like, oh, it's a CTO, go ahead and pull this up. It's a CTO. It's a CTO. I'm like, dude, there's scammers pretending to be CTOs essentially. But this right here. So we have the 𝗪𝗓 CTO team, right? And these are the developers. I don't know where they're at. 𝗪𝗓 CTO. There's the contract address. Please remember this shirt, Rodney.
Yeah.
You remember the shirt, little stripe, white and black?
Tell me my dude didn't change his shirt. Oh,
now we have the Mudang CTO.
Uh-oh.
White and black shirt.
Yeah.
So there's a whole article here. And this is interesting because we have never seen the 𝗪𝗓 team come out and say anything. But essentially they said, look, here are their methods. They did the same thing with 𝗪𝗓 as they did with Mudang. Accumulating 80% of the supply in secret while the price stagnates, airdropping the majority of supply to influencers, exchanges, and market makers, airdropping to Vitalik and getting a tweet to promote the cabal on Ethereum, rebranding as a fake quote-unquote CTO, Chinese influencers start promoting the token everywhere, exchanges beginning to list the token, liquidity being drained from the OG of Solana for the benefit of its Ethereum counterpart. Now, like I said, we have never seen 𝗪𝗓 actually comment on this.
No,
and the 𝗪𝗓 team actually did. So they say 𝗪𝗓 CTO is not a CTO. They are serial launchers and gaslit everyone into believing they are not centralized, where in fact they control most of the supply. 𝗪𝗓 CTO are deploying tokens from the deployer wallet, see proof and tweets below, while also pump and dumping other coins such as Pokita CTO, Mudang, and Doggo. Their market maker is 𝗪𝗧𝗪, so it looks like they will get cracked down on eventually. Ultimately, it's clear that 𝗪𝗓 on Ethereum is putting in work, where the other 𝗪𝗓 team is using their newfound fame, simply launching pump and dumps. The trade is simple. Short Nero CTO, long Nero on Ethereum. Binance needs to hold the Nero CTO accountable for its hypocrisy to support such trash projects in the space. And you can see Neroshi says they called us centralized. Nero, quote unquote, CTO.
Yeah.
Truth always prevails. Why did Binance list them on spot at 10 million market cap when we were trading at 200 million market cap with 50 times more volume and more holders? They hold 57% of the supply. Now you know why.
Yeah.
That's a true definition of cabal and centralization.
So what's better? Binance holding 57% of the supply, or that other Nero, which we saw hold like 70% of the supply, with just in a different way.
They're the same thing.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing, except one is, a CTO, right?
Yeah.
And the other one is just a project that launched. So I knew something smelled fishy.
Before they bought in, or was it, after?
They just called it a CTO. It was never a CTO. It's never a CTO. It's just
they called it.
They just launched it. They sold off and went to zero, and now it's a CTO.
A lot of people do that, right? They call it a CTO, and we never really know who's in and out of a project. That's interesting, right? But if you go to my page here, I wonder what kind of response we get from Bubble Maps, because we don't have any blockchain evidence for any of this. We just see some guys in pictures. Let's be honest. I haven't seen any blockchain evidence for this, but we do have people out there like Bubble Maps that have been really big on calling out people like the Nero on Ethereum, right?
Where's Bubble Maps
and other projects? I'd like to see their comment on this, because they pinned this post, which is pretty much a statement from Binance on the whole situation. And this is about a week ago, right? Talked about supply control. So that's interesting. Now, keep in mind, guys, the supply that is on Etherscan that is owned by Binance, a centralized exchange, is for their exchange for people to use. But it is interesting, and I haven't seen it in a lot of other meme coins. I never really see Binance own that much of a meme coin. Maybe like 20%, 30% sometimes. When we look on Etherscan, I don't know about 10, but usually a lot, because of the biggest exchange. They usually own a lot, but that's interesting. So I wonder what Bubble Maps, if anything, would say about this, because I think that the community deserves some sort of clarity.
Binance needs to make a statement about what's going on, because they decided to list a Nero that was at $10 million market cap. 3 days after they listed the other Nero on their futures trading platform, something fishy needs to go on. I think there needs to be an investigation to Binance and that listing manager, because something smells fishy.
Isn't it crazy? Like, in my head, I'm like, my logical brain's like, you guys just had one of the greatest crypto minds of all time just come out of jail, got sentenced. You paid $4.3 billion. Ain't no way you're doing something shady again. No way.
No way, right?
No way.
You wouldn't expect
maybe.
But the reason that they went to prison is because something shady was going on.
Yeah.
They're not in the United States. They don't operate by the same standards that companies in the United States have to operate with.
Yeah.
And obviously what it looks like is the people that launched Mudang CTO and Nero CTO seem like they might be in Asia, right? Or China. Maybe they know someone, Rodney. Maybe they say, hey, Binance listing manager, we've launched a lot of other pump and dumps in our career. We have a lot of money. Here's $500,000 if you list us. That is, it's not outside of the world of possibilities.
No, it definitely isn't. I'm interested to see where this goes, because it's at a point where they have to respond, because they've responded to the other they've responded to this situation before. Why are you listing this Nero? Why are you just the other one? Like, it's too supply controlled. So you list a token to control most of you listed a token to control most of the supply. So to me, I feel like they have to address the situation. They got to get in front of it. They got to do like a live stream or something, release some sort of comment or article talking about their addressing pretty much point by point all the claims. I want to see it.
At the end of the day, the best Nero will win. I hope either one wins. I just knew that there was just hypocrisy.
It's just because we haven't seen this before. We've never seen a $10 million token get listed on the biggest exchange in the world.
Yeah.
The narrative's good. It is
smelled fishy. Smelled fucking fishy.
Little fishy.
From the beginning. I was the first one to call it out. I said it smells fucking like rotten fish.
Yeah.
It smells like someone didn't shower in a couple of weeks, okay?
But my thing is, how are you going to be mad at Binance for listing something that, quote unquote, we think is supply controlled now because they got in early or something, compared to another one that's supply controlled?
Just imagine if you knew, though, they know how powerful Binance listing is. Imagine if you and all your homies said, hey, this is at $10 million market cap right now. We're going to list this on Binance in about 2 days. Load up, put in $10,000. That $10,000 is probably worth $700K right now. So
you've worked in an office in a corporate setting before. You get the news before a lot of people. Word of mouth.
Something fishy happened there. Something fishy happened at Binance. Binance needs to make a statement, and they need to make it. They need to make it soon. Richard Tang, CEO. You guys already got clapped back in 2022. We don't want it to happen again.
Yeah.
Let's just have fair listings. That's all we ask for. Fair listings. List the best tokens.
Yeah, and what was interesting about CZ, what he said about listing tokens, he talked about in true decentralization fashion, they list what the community wants. Is it a good meme? We listen to the community. It's not like Coinbase where they have different vetting processes and those sorts of things. They just list what the community wants. So That's interesting.
Well, it should be interesting to see what happens there. What other news do we have?
Should we get into the Saitama situation?
Let's get into it.
All right, so this is crazy, and it's kind of come full circle. Now, this has been on the internet for about 2 days now. I haven't really talked about it too much. I'll pull up skywalker's post here. First of all, shout out to Skywalker, legend in the space. I actually made a video on this whole Saitama situation last year, like a 9-minute or 13-minute documentary on my page. I guess I could post that a little later. And Saitama Inu was one of the biggest, ERC20 tokens back in 2021, hit an all-time high of about $7.5 billion. Everybody was talking about it. That's pretty much how I got my start on YouTube, pretty much, I would say, mostly. It wasn't my first video, but it was one that I talked about a lot. But it was one of those things where, you were pretty much promised the world and got nothing. But just like what happened with Gotbit, they got in a lot of trouble and arrested for pretty much creating fake volume and insider trading and those sorts of things. So Skywalker made a post, and if you guys are not following Skywalker, he's like a little mini Zach XBT. So he says, Michael Thompson of Vision token. So Vision was another meme coin created by the Saitama devs. I think I might have pulled up the wrong one here. Let me see. So pretty much Vision token. Let me go back to this. My bad. I pulled up the wrong tweet. He's been on it like crazy. But pretty much the Saitama devs, all the ones that we've known about in the space. They've all blocked me. Russell Armand, MK, not MK, but everybody else, pretty much got clapped and arrested for market manipulation and those sorts of things. And this dates all the way back to 2021. I'm trying to find the post here. I thought I had it pulled up. Where's it at here? He's been posting a lot about it. I thought that was the one. But there was another guy here. If you could just go to minimize my screen. Oh, you did already. Let me just pull up. He sent me a DM. But it's a situation where, a lot of people followed me for Saitama. A lot of people followed you for Saitama. And luckily, as time went on, we kind of just became hip to like the nonsense because they were pretty much over-promising, under-delivering. Bless you. They promised us this tech that really never happened. And can't find that tweet. I just had it, dude. I like exited it out. I think I was looking up something else and I just exited it out.
Just type in Saitama.
Yeah, I just want to find like the article, but I have the actual like court document here. I'll pull it up. Give me a second here. But yeah, pretty much Saitama. Big meme coin in the space. A $7.5 billion market cap size is incredible, and it was
higher than Pepe. Yeah, all-time high.
It's insane, right? It's huge.
All built off hype. Did they ever deliver anything?
They did, but like it was like pretty much shit.
Any utility? I guess they did. They delivered like the wallet and stuff. But it's interesting that they got clapped for market manipulation and like working with like who are they working with? What was the exact company?
Yeah, I got it right here. But pretty much
pull this up.
Okay, so let me go and pull up this. I have it right here. So this is the indictment. The defendants, 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗧. So
𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗡𝗖𝗋.
So that was one of them, right?
Never heard of that.
Was the company registered in British Virgin Islands, which I saw, right? 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗡𝗃 operated both inside and outside. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm trying to maximize this thing, but it won't. Oh, geez, there we go. Yeah. Operated both inside and. No, my mouse doesn't want to work. That's fucking fantastic. Jeez, fucking computer. Operated both inside and outside the United States. 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗡𝗃 had a public website. We saw that, right? On which it purported to offer market making. So more market making, right? Services for cryptocurrencies, such as the active monitoring of cryptocurrency trading and price fluctuations, trading in cryptocurrencies to capitalize on price fluctuations and related consulting services, right? So pretty much here are the defendants. Ricky Lau. I don't know this guy, but he lived in Hong Kong. I guess he was he worked for Quant. Another guy worked for Quant. He's a co-conspirator. So here we have some familiar names. Maxwell Hernandez. Everybody knows Max from the Saitama, one of the main tech guys. Remember that? We have Russell Armand, pretty much the Saitama guru himself, the guy who led the charge pretty much, the guy who was at, doing all the, AMAs and doing all the videos and tours and stuff like that. Namtran, Manpreet, Michael Thompson. First of all, that guy's a special kind of scum. He made another token called Vision token that wrecked everybody. And of course, Saitama LLC. Now, what happened was, and they talked about Cider Realty too, which is absolutely insane, right? So it said, let me go to the actual charges and what happened with them. Okay, so overview of conspiracy. So beginning in or about 2022 and continue through about 2024, 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗡𝗃 and others known and unknown to the grand jury conspired to manipulate the trading volume and price of various cryptocurrencies in order to profit through payments from cryptocurrency companies from the sale of those cryptocurrency at inflated prices. The objects of the conspiracy and the scheme to defraud were to commit market manipulation and wire fraud. The principal purpose of the conspiracy and of the scheme to defraud was for the conspirators to enrich themselves, right? So all the time they said they weren't selling, they were selling, right? They're selling into volume, which market makers do. They were trying to sell through multiple wallets to, make sure that we weren't on their tail, even though a lot of their wallets were publicly doxed, and we were able to find that out anyways. So pretty much among the manner and means by which 𝗖𝗎𝗡𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗧 and others, and unknown to the grand jury, carried out the conspiracies and scheme to defraud were following advertising purportedly legitimate service of 𝗖𝗎𝗡𝗡𝗃 public website, while privately offering clients illegal services that included market manipulation, right? Engaging in manipulative trades to artificially increase the trading price and volume of cryptocurrencies for the purpose of inducing others to buy them. So, one of the big things was Saitama would always like talk about like how many holders they had and how much volume they had and those sorts of things.
It's all fake.
A lot of that was fake.
Wow. They were gaining so much too, like thousands per day. Like, oh my God, we just hit 100.
Yeah.
And that makes people want to buy in, right?
Yep. And using multiple cryptocurrency wallets to hide the source of the manipulative trades, which is crazy, right? Inducing cryptocurrency exchanges to reduce their trading fees in order to engage in manipulative trading of cryptocurrencies at lower costs. They literally got in touch with like Bitmart to like lower trading fees and stuff like that so they can manipulate more.
No way.
Yeah, because, once we send a wallet to Bitmart, we don't know where it goes after that unless you get a subpoena. Soliciting investors to buy cryptocurrencies through online marketing and messaging applications. Obviously, YouTube everywhere, right? Selling cryptocurrencies for profit, including at artificially inflated prices. So pumping the price to sell, right? On or about the various dates between in or about 2022 and in or about 2024, 𝗖𝗎𝗡𝗡𝗃, together with others known and unknown by the grand jury, committed and caused to be committed the following overacts, among others, in furtherance of the conspiracy and the scheme to defraud, right? So they talked about pretty much everything, the whole history of it. Talked about their Telegram chats and those sorts of things. And what I've noticed about this whole situation, if you just go ahead and minimize my screen right there and just get us on there, is that a lot of people squealed. A lot of people got found out. A lot of people told. They rolled over on each other and those sorts of things. Yeah, crazy.
Well, they weren't close, like they obviously had a huge falling out towards the end.
Yeah.
And now it makes sense why Russell Armand and Michael Thompson went ghost silent. They went radio silent. Remember? His last tweet towards the end of the year was like, oh, we're launching a V3. They never launched it. I figured something happened, but it looks like Russell Armand and Michael Thompson were the ones that squealed.
Absolutely, guys. And if you guys want to pull up my screen again, we can see the actual numbers that they sold, right? We see Armand, but this is approximate. We don't know, right? So 2.13 million. Hernandez, 10 million.
Holy shit.
22 million. Tran, 14 million.
$22 million is what they made?
This is what they sold. That's what they proved they sold.
US dollars.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Crazy, right? So
they made tens of millions of dollars.
Yeah. One thing that we, and look at, I was speaking out against these guys forever, just because like, here's the thing. In the cryptocurrency space, like most use cases, especially meme coins, even like with big cryptos, you could say top altcoins, a lot of it's kind of like useless utility in my opinion, especially meme coins. That's why I like this meta of this year, because no one's really offering utility. We've had a few good utility tokens. But a lot of the utility that Saitama was offering was a big deal to like newbies in the crypto space. I was a newbie in the cryptocurrency space. I got duped by this for a couple of months, but then I kind of realized once you got outside the, the Saitama bubble and into the rest of the DeFi world, you realize that anything they were offering was like similar to like Uniswap or some sort of DEX or something. Like it wasn't anything special. And when you looked into the past of these guys, which I did extensively, you realize that they were just scammers and they had a history of scamming people and those sorts of things. And so with meme coins, it's like, hey man, sometimes, with meme coins, it's like, sometimes they're here for a good time, not a long time. And I accept that. But what I don't like is developers trying to sell me a dream.
So if you're Cliff Fettner, who was the developer of Shibnobi, what are you doing right now?
I'd be worried. I'd be worried if you were part of any big meme coin. But here's the thing. They're not getting in trouble for making a meme token. They're not getting in trouble for
market makers
overpromising and delivering. They're getting in trouble for selling when they said they weren't going to sell.
Yep.
And market making, manipulating price charts and stuff like that.
And dude, I remember Russell Armand would put out tweets where it's like, Saitama partnership with UFC, Saitama partnership
bullshit
with Visa, Saitama partnership with Dubai, and dude, the price would just fucking send up 100% of the day.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's illegal if those partnerships came true, but I don't think any of them came to fruition.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So there's nothing wrong with like marketing if it's real, But one of the big things that got everybody was we're introducing blockchain technology to the medical field. And if you guys didn't know, Brad Beatty and Lily Finance guys, they're fucked too.
Well, dude, I knew as soon as we saw what happened with Brad Beatty, where he had his daughter on the show, and said we're getting a Coinbase listing and didn't, I was like, there's no way that there's no way you can do that. You can't just say, hey, guess what's happening on Friday, November 5th? We're getting a Coinbase listing. Everybody starts clapping. Friday, November 5th happens. No Coinbase listing happens. They sell hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like that is obviously the most fraudulent thing you can do. And I thought that was so stupid that he went on YouTube and did that.
Yeah.
But did Brad Beatty get clapped?
Yeah, he got in a little bit of trouble too for fraud too. I can't find the exact like little thing, but he's not in this one, but he's in some of them. Let me look this a little more because I did see something about that.
Brad Beatty deserved the fuck out of that.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if there's any, like, I never celebrate anyone getting in trouble, but like a guy that uses his mentally challenged daughter to make a Coinbase listing announcement when it's not true is just the scum of the earth, you know?
Yeah, he had his
scum of the earth.
Well, I mean, if you understand and looked into the past of Brad Beatty, he like used his daughter for profit before, so I'm actually not surprised on that. You know what I mean? I'm not
Crazy,
surprised,
bro. To use a mentally challenged kid for profit is like, how is that even like something that can cross your mind?
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah. And who else? Impact XP.
And I don't think they're maybe. I don't think everybody.
That guy was doxxed. That guy was doxxed and like just
these market makers though, you know? Maybe. I don't know.
That's the thing. It's like
hear about them. Like,
they're not getting clapped for. So these people are not getting in trouble for launching meme coins. They're getting in trouble for using market makers and manipulating the price.
Yeah, there's some talk about unregistered securities in there, but it's mostly like them conspiring. Like they're getting together, conspiring to sell tokens and like,
hey, let's like they're saying, hey, let's increase the holders this much, let's push the volume this much, let's pump the price here, and then they're selling on top of that. So they were inflating the numbers.
Yeah, exactly, inflating the numbers and talking to the people to do that, right? You know, trading bots that will create volume and provide good and continuous.
But that's what GotBit does, man. GotBit, like, and all these market makers, they manage the price.
Yeah.
Hey, make sure the price doesn't fall below this amount. That's what they do. If you're a market maker right now, are you pretty worried?
Yeah, absolutely. If you ever worked with a market maker and you're like docs and stuff like that, yeah, I'd be worried. I'd for sure be worried. Yeah, and that's a lot of meme coin projects and stuff like that. You know, it's expensive too to work with these guys, but you kind of know what you're getting. It's one of those things where, you know, Zach SBT made a post and talked about it. It's like, well, people like when you know Nero CTO made that post saying we're further distancing ourselves from them. When they signed up with them, they knew what they did. They created volume. You know. The selling part's interesting, you know, because they're on camera a lot. And this is what happens with the SafeMoon guys. These guys were on camera a lot saying they weren't selling and stuff. Well, they were behind the scenes, you know.
So if you go on camera and you say, hey, I'm selling, because that's the thing is like Elon Musk sells Tesla all the time.
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos sells Tesla. All these guys, they sell. What's the difference?
Yeah.
They're not on stream saying they're not selling or selling. They're just selling.
I think it's different with crypto. Obviously, they're not unregistered securities. I guess,
yeah.
You know, I think with actual, because those are actual.
And they also have like vesting schedules, I think, that are probably set by the SEC. And like, hey, you're able to sell X amount per quarter. Because when I worked at Zendesk, my company, our CEO would sell, like $20 million every like quarter. And it would be like celebrated, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like developers do need to sell. They do need to make money. But what's the legal way to do so if you're a developer? Because the XRP guys sell all the time. They don't get in trouble.
There's some sort of rule, like percentage-wise. I don't know it exactly, but there is some sort of rule on how much you can sell and those sorts of things. That's definitely the case, you know. But it's interesting. It's interesting to see the timeline of all this. We had the SafeMoon guys, Saitama. Like these are big projects. There were some that were big too, like relatively big that I haven't heard about. But it looks like they're going after the big fish. And I don't know if you guys know, and I don't know if I told you, but I got a call from an investigator about Saitama, like sometime in like March 2000 or April 2022. I got a call and they were asking about it. And I gave them my 2 cents on it, you know, because at the time I was at war with Saitama guys and a lot of the Saitama community because they thought I was just being an asshole and fighting their bags when I was just like, dude, don't be stupid.
You saw it.
Yeah.
You saw it right out. I mean, they made it look like, I mean, so good. And the price though, you know, it's like, you can't really fake that. The project went to a $7.5 billion market cap.
It's a big deal. It's a big fish.
That's bigger than Pepe ever hit. Like
big fish, yeah.
And I mean, dude, they were like master market manipulators in terms of like what they did and what they said when they went on to everybody's live streams and pumped it up. They threw this massive party in Vegas, and nothing really came to fruition. There was one guy. There was another developer, Gabe, the guy from Brazil. He wasn't named on there at all. Maybe he was the one that.
No, I don't think any guy in this situation is going to get like no charges. They might get a plea deal, but. No way. But yeah, I mean, I would show people like clear evidence, clear as day. Like, hey, he actually lied. Look, here's a video of him saying something. And they'd be like, you're a flutter. Hey, get a life, loser. People are trying to dox my address and threatening to kill me, like all kinds of stuff. It's like, whatever, you know?
You were one of the first people to to see the writing on the wall.
Yeah, I mean, I was just like a guy with a regular ass brain. I'm watching this. Their grand. Here's the thing. I didn't really stay in the meme coin space. I started exploring outside the meme coin space, and then I realized that, these guys are just weirdos.
Yeah,
they're just weirdos. But
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the Saitama situation, right? What's up, Javi? How you doing? Yeah, Javi remembers that. I it's still up on YouTube. Watch that live stream live. I just the energy is being sucked out of my soul.
Really?
I'm like, oh fuck, am I getting scammed here?
No way.
Willie D had a pass, and then.
Yeah, what happened with Willie D?
I don't know. Willie D's probably gonna get some sort of fine. I don't know.
I gotta piss.
I don't know. Maybe it wasn't like unpaid for. I mean, I think it was. We knew he was getting paid.
Yeah.
But I looked into Willie D's past. I looked into Russell Armand's past. I looked into Brad Beatty's past, and it was all like the common theme was like scam or fraud. And to me, I'm just like, am I gonna trust these guys with that? Have scam and fraud in their past? I don't know. It's a little shady, but we do have some super chats. Brandon, if you want to pull up some super chats. I know we see Muhammad on there saying we didn't read their super chats. So we had one. This is the first one from 𝗖𝗎Man. Shout out to 𝗖𝗎Champ. Says so 𝗖𝗎Champ, and then Muhammad says, "Did you know that the dollar are not made?" Oh, shout out to the dollar community. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the 5,000 or 5.000 JOD, whatever that is. Appreciate you, Muhammad, and appreciate the dollar community. Scud says, "Commandment 1: Thou shalt send dollar to a dollar." Appreciate the dollar community. You guys, I think you guys are under like a $500,000 market cap, so that's a little degen for me, but you guys are little degens in this space. And thank you so much again for the $10 donation. 𝗪𝗪𝗧𝗛, you are an absolute legend. So I'll look up dollar for you if you want to pull up my screen. Let me see. What are you guys doing? What are you guys at? 3.8? Wow, you guys are pumping. Nice. Shout out to the dollar community. I think you guys were at Jesus, chart looks like a rug. But I think you guys were at 300K last stream, so shout out to you guys. Nice. Shout out to the dollar community. I think the last piece of news, Jake, to talk about, a big one, is the poly market odds now for Trump is starting to pull ahead. And you know what? I mean, when it comes to polling, whatever, right? Because polling is polling. But when it comes to money, I think these betting platforms are pretty much like where you want to be, right?
Yeah, we just got a fat donation. Let's read that one real quick.
It says, why did the MMA fighter bring a stencil kit to his fight? Just in case it came down to a draw. Oh my god. That's all gives all the credit to Brandon for all Jake's lulls and Rodney's eye rolls.
Yeah, that was actually one of my posts.
I hate you.
So, yeah,
I like it, bro.
I
think it's pretty fucking funny. Shout out to Dadbot. Shout out to Dadbot for sponsoring Brandon Lewis, guys. If you are a meme coin out there or anybody, we actually sponsor it. Locked In with the Boys sponsored his fight kit. If you guys want to sponsor Brandon, guys, make sure to DM him. Brandon Cam, how can they get in touch with you? How can they sponsor you?
Brandon Lewis, shoot me a DM. That's on X. That's on Instagram. I'm on.
Post it in the comments. Paste it in the comments.
Yeah, I'll post it in the comments.
Yeah.
And I can't announce exactly what, but we are a step closer to locking in a fight. It's going to look like the first early November. So we are one step closer. I'll let you guys know the details on when I get that contract signed.
Let's go, baby.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah, bullish, baby. Bullish.
So back to poly markets, Rodney. What were you saying?
Yeah, so we go to poly market. You can see the presidential election winner, and you can see like the different lines right here, right? So obviously, like, when they first opened, I think when betting was ready to rock, I guess I don't know why it says January. I don't know what. I guess it's always been like a bet. But we see right here, obviously, it got really close when Kamala first hit the scene because there was a lot of excitement in the Democratic Party.
Bro, imagine taking that line though in January. Like, imagine if you fucking go all the way back when she had a 0% chance. Imagine putting like $1,000 then.
Yeah,
you would have cashed in.
Oh, cashed in, yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I mean, so like around that time, that's when Joe Biden got COVID. She came in, they made her seem like the savior. And now I think people are starting to kind of realize, like, hey, she might not be all that she's made out to be online.
I mean, if you're watching any, and I'm not even being like a fucking hater, it's like sad enough. If you're watching any sort of interview with her, any sort of town hall, she just doesn't know what the fuck is going on.
Let's play this this video here from Dana White. So Dana White literally says, he goes, I don't like to post a lot of political content, but this clip should scare everyone. She is a sitting VP and running for president of the United States. She is incapable of putting a sentence together without a teleprompter, and even she appears to know she is in way over her head. The election is very important, and this, along with the many other clips of her attempting to answer questions, should scare the shit out of you. Dana White, UFC president, says that. He posted this on Instagram too, and let's go ahead and give it a listen.
Polling shows that a lot of people, especially independent voters, really want this to be a change election.
Listen to the question.
And that they tend to break for you in terms of thinking about change. You are a member of the president's administration. Under a Harris administration, what would the major changes be and what would stay the same?
So that's the question. What would the major changes be?
Yeah.
And what would stay the same? Listen to the answer.
Sure. Well, I mean, I'm obviously not Joe Biden.
I know.
And so that would be one change in terms of, but also I think it's important to say with, 28 days to go, I'm not Donald Trump. And so when we think about the significance of what this next generation of leadership looks like, were I to be elected president, it is about, frankly, I love the American people, and I believe in our country. I love that it is our character and nature to be an ambitious people. We have aspirations, we have dreams, we have incredible work ethic, and I just believe that we can create and build upon the success we've achieved in a way that we continue to grow opportunity. And
what you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
But dude, it was literally like,
that was terrible.
What would be the same and what would be different?
Nigga.
And she just goes off talking about the American people, how she loves us, how she's not done. Like, it kind of is pretty scary. Yeah,
it's sad. It's incompetence at its finest, and it's not just that interview. It's many other interviews. She doesn't know what the fuck is going on, and that's why. And people are starting to realize that now. The perception is changing. It's different from like a few weeks ago. It's because the debate she did pretty well, in my opinion. She was very prepared.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But when it comes to answering questions on important policies that the American people care about, like on 60 Minutes. I mean, that was a great interview with that black man. I don't know what his name was on 60 Minutes. He pretty much laid out the fact that the board, like the immigration has surged. Illegal immigrants coming into our country like 4x since you've been president. You've been vice president. What's going to be different? She didn't answer any questions clearly, and they edited it to make her look good.
Crazy.
And it still looked bad. It's not good. The perception is changing, and I think people are starting to understand that yes, Trump's an asshole. Yes, Trump says he's over the top. He's flamboyant, but at the same time, he's like a leader. He's a strong leader that gets shit done. And we want things to be different than what it has been the last 4 years. The truth is, last 4 years, it's been pretty shitty, for a lot of people.
For a lot of people, yeah. And it was definitely better, before. But we're 20. When's the election? The 10th?
Yeah, we're close.
10th?
Yeah.
Are you sure? 10th or 8th? I don't know. Everybody needs to make sure to register to vote. I know I'm registered to vote. I think it is the 6th or something because it was 28 days then. Make sure to register to vote. This is a very crucial election. How about Elon Musk rolling this, man? He's all the way in.
Yeah. Elon Musk is in. Yeah. Dark MAGA. Yeah. Elon Musk is all the way in. Representing platforms, representing a side of voices that couldn't be heard last election because all the social media websites were pretty much banishing anyone who had a Republican idea or expressed an opinion about something that could be considered hate speech. Yeah. So
crazy.
I love it. Thank God for X.
He is he's all in. He's all the way in. He went on Tucker Carlson and did a really good interview just talking about that, saying that this could be our last election. And he's talking about what happens in California. Like California, there's no chance that a Republican wins. They've brought in so many illegals that they've given them so much money that they're always going to vote blue no matter who. He does believe it is a make or break collection. So we shall see. What happens here, man. It's going to be pretty wild here. I mean, 25 days away before we have a new president.
It's going to be crazy.
We're going to have a new president no matter what.
Yeah.
Will it be Democrats? Will it be Republicans? Only time will tell.
Well, for crypto guys, you definitely want to be Republican for sure.
Yeah, for crypto guys.
Yeah.
So we shall see. That's coming up. What else is on the radar? What do we got this weekend?
This weekend, it's a pretty chill weekend for us. Not a lot going on. It's been crazy. It's like if we're not going somewhere, it's a hurricane. You know what I mean? Like we don't have we had some company. Like how many weeks have we had somebody here in Tampa, like with us?
We still do.
Yeah, true. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but it's crazy. We're always doing something.
Tomorrow's a very large, the most important Jewish holiday.
Is it?
Yeah, Yom Kippur.
Woo! What are you doing?
It's like for most people, it's like the one holiday you don't do anything
on. Okay,
it's a day of atonement. So you like think about everything that you did, how you can improve your life.
You celebrate, right? You participate?
I participate. You don't celebrate. So you literally, you don't eat, you don't drink water, you don't brush your teeth, you don't shower, you don't have sex, you don't watch TV, you don't use your phone, you don't use a car. It's the one day that you literally, it's called Yom Kippur. You just sit there and you just think about.
That's kind of nice.
You just reflect. Yeah, I did in Israel last year. Not a single car on the road. Not a single restaurant open. Everyone's just on their bikes. You don't use your phone. You don't eat. I drank water. I drank a little bit of water.
Yeah.
I didn't watch TV. I didn't do anything. So, yeah, it's a good holiday because it gives you a lot of clarity, though.
Yeah.
You really do. So it starts tonight if you want to participate.
Maybe not. I got company.
It starts tonight at sundown is when you drink your last water. It's 26 hours fast.
Wow.
So I'll probably do it. And yeah, I think that it's aligning because I was supposed to have furniture delivered, canceled. I was supposed to go to a Lightning game, canceled. So I think I will do it. So I'll turn off my phone and
Worked out, yeah.
just go on walks. You just fucking chill.
Good. I feel like it's a good time to recharge. That's a healthy ass holiday. Damn.
The Jews do a lot of fasting.
Yeah.
A lot of it's the most important holiday. So that's it, guys. That's a show. Sober October update. We're still sober.
Yep, still sober.
I did smoke a couple cigars.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel bad about it.
No alcohol, no drugs.
No alcohol. And my life feels much better, although this fucking hurricane threw us off a little bit. But the boys will be back on Monday.
Yeah.
So that's it. Shalom. Jake, are you Jewish? Yes, I am Jewish. And we will see you guys on Monday. Hope you all have a good weekend.
See you guys.
See you guys soon.
Enjoy
Peace
the
out,
rest of your
everybody.
day. Peace.
Peace. Peace.